Start the 2023 in January with an interesting program. If you see the titles, our marketing team was very creative. I would like to start with Antonín Dvořák. At the end of the 19th century, Dvořák, who was one of the leading composers of his time, what is today the Czech Republic, from Bohemia, but he got an offer that he couldn't refuse. It was to come to New York and lead a new conservatory that will focus mainly on composition. The idea was that, Dvořák was not only a leading composer, he also evoked the Slavic character of the music of his country. In fact, the Slavonic dances and many of his pieces have this folks element into it. And part of the idea is to bring such a role model in Europe and say, hey, how about working now on American music and maybe evoke this motion among American composers to relate more to American folks element? You can imagine that the local scene of composer was not totally in love with the idea to bring somebody from outside to teach them how to write American music. And in fact, there are some not so nice articles from composer, especially after Dvořák said, I think I finally got it right after he wrote the music to his 9th symphony, the New World Symphony, where he used some native spirituals and some folks element. He says, I think now the local composer will feel more comfortable to write American music. And that was almost offending for the local composers. If you look at the newspapers, really almost World War I started much before it actually is. But one should recognize the fact that after that, many composers did write a lot of music incorporating folks element, local, native music. A lot of composers, when they travel, they send a sort of a musical postcard, right? Mendelssohn went to Scotland and after that used some Scottish element, and here is the Scottish Symphony. When Gershwin went to Paris, he wrote American in Paris. But this is different. The New World Symphony with the folks element and the American elements is something that goes much deeper than just a postcard. Now the title, The New World, more than 100 years later, and I was asking myself, what is the New World? When I try to think of a program, I said, well, let's bring some other pieces that will represent America. We start with Miguel del Águila, a beautiful violin concerto. Miguel was born in Uruguay, though he moved to the United States in early age, and for a while he was living in Ventura, now he's in Seattle. But this violin concerto is pretty incredible because it is a mix between the Central European tradition of structure and orchestration with a lot of Spanish and Hispanic sounds. So I'm so happy that's also part of America. And of course, a great composer like Elmer Bernstein, related to our community, awarded in the world of the cinema with so many beautiful prizes. Over the years, we played a few of Elmer Bernstein concert pieces. But this time we took the toccata for toy trains that was featured in a short documentary film in 1957 and was actually never performed in a concert setup. And so a few months ago I reached out to Peter Bernstein, that's Elmer's eldest son, who also carries the family tradition of composer, arranger. He works very close to his dad. And he took the original score from the film, rearranged it, so we will have, for the first time, a concert version of this beautiful toccata. It's a short piece for 8 musicians, very brilliant, very virtuoso. So it'll be a lot of fun to play that in that context.